Hi, I'm Daphne Richards, and this is Augie. Our question this week addresses a bit of a pet peeve of mine: weeds growing in cracks in the sidewalk. How do you control them? Well, weeds growing in hardscapes can be very difficult to deal with once they've gotten out of control. If they have, you should start by pulling out as much of the plant as you can. Unfortunately, in most situations, you'll be left with some pretty pernicious roots, and you'll need to use an herbicide to finish off the job. You may want to use vinegar instead of a chemical product, and vinegar does work, but only if used appropriately. First, kitchen vinegar does not quite do the job. You'll need the concentrated laboratory-grade vinegar, which you can find in most local nurseries. But what most people don't realize about vinegar is that it only kills the top growth, not the roots. So after you've pulled the weed, you'll need to wait until it regrows before you spray it with vinegar. If the weed has a large root system, it may take several treatments, but just keep at it. Eventually, the plant will use up all of the stored carbohydrates in its roots and it won't grow back. You'll still need to dig out as much of the dead plant as possible from the crack, since anything left behind will serve as a nice little base for a new weed to grow. Which leads me back to my pet peeve. This whole situation can be avoided by simply making sure that dirt and organic debris, normally lawn clippings, don't build up in those cracks. After mowing, make sure to blow or sweep all of the stray lawn clippings out of those cracks. Weeds don't break through solid concrete from the ground below. They sprout from seeds that have landed on the minuscule amount of organic matter that's blown into that crack. Obviously, if the hardscape is actually broken, plants can creep in from below the exposed ground. But I'm talking about naturally depressed areas where blowing dirt lands and is not easily gotten out. And this seems like the perfect opportunity to remind everyone: when blowing your lawn clippings off the driveway and sidewalk, don't blow them out into the street. Blow them back onto your lawn. Not only will nutrients be added back to the soil as the clippings break down, you'll also keep organic matter out of our stormwater system where it doesn't belong. Our plant this week is artichoke, a yummy vegetable and a lovely addition to your garden. Artichoke plants get quite large, about 3 feet tall and wide, so give them plenty of space. And they need bright sun to grow and bloom, so don't plant them in shady spots. Soil type is also important to healthy artichokes. They need good drainage and deep, fertile soils. Whether you have loose, sandy soil or heavy clay, be sure to amend it with lots of good quality compost. Artichokes need a large, healthy root system in order to support healthy top growth and strength to hold those heavy blooms that you're looking for. Green Globe is a good variety for Central Texas. It performs well in our heat and takes about 150 days to get to harvest. But you may not want to harvest your artichokes. If those blooms are left on the plant and allowed to open, the flower is quite striking. A deep, vibrant purple artichoke flowers are some of the beefiest around. Artichoke plants are perennial, so they'll return most seasons unless we have a harsh winter. Most will freeze if temperatures drop into the 20s. In our increasingly hot, dry Central Texas summers, the plants will struggle a bit and the blooms may suffer. Regular irrigation will help, so put your artichokes on a drip system. Our viewer picture this week comes from Henry Swartz. For generations, his family in Elgin has grown about 100 jujubes on their property. Thanks, Henry. We'd love to hear from you, so please visit klru.org and send us your questions and plants of the week from your garden.